Listen up, Q4 is here, the single most important stretch of the year for e-commerce brands. And if you're not preparing the right way, you're going to be left behind. Having a clear, thought out strategy for this time is the difference between scaling to 100K per day, printing hundreds of thousands of profit in a couple months, versus those who just see a slight increase. And here's the truth, Q4 is a completely different game from the rest of the year. CPMs shoot through the roof, every brand is fighting for attention in the inbox, and whoever can spend the most profitably because of a proper plan will win. This is the difference between seeing a 20% to 40% increase throughout Q4 and on Black Friday to seeing a 2 to 10x on major sale days. Most brands don't scale because they don't actually know what's holding them back or how to structure things throughout this Q4 period. They're discounting blindly, chasing short-term revenue, and killing margin for a fat Shopify screenshot to post on Money Twitter or flex to their friends or whatever it may be. Instead of setting up a real plan and strategy that gets you those 100K plus per day consistent results. So whether you're doing 30K a month or 100K per month or a million a month, in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to approach Q4 the right way. How to identify what'll block your scale, the exact offers and structures we use in my brand and with my clients to do over 160 million per year in client revenue to boost AOV, crush CPMs, and outspend competitors during the most competitive periods of the year. And how to then repeat this process consistently so you can not only just scale on Black Friday, but throughout of Q4 and take that into January without just seeing a massive drop in sales going into the new year like most brands do. So you're going to want to stick around throughout this video because I'm going to be walking you through the entire full front end strategy and full back-end strategy so you can capitalize and profit the absolute maximum this Q4. Now, very quickly, if you're already doing over 50,000 per month with your brand and you're serious about turning Q4 into your biggest quarter ever and then carry that momentum into January next year, click the link below this video to get a free scale plan audit call where we'll dive into your brand, identify your biggest constraints, put in a plan for Q4 if you don't have one already, and then overall walk you through the next steps you need to take your brand to the next level. My promise is we will not pitch you on this call unless you ask us to. With that being said, let's get into it. How to scale to 100K per day this Q4. Let's get into it. Once again, this is 427K. This was last year Black Friday for us. We did 150,000 on Black Friday, and over Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we did 427,000 total. We were at 700K per month going into Q4 last year, and this year we were more than double that going into Q4 this year. So I'm very excited to see what's gonna come. And we still fucked up a lot, but I'm gonna walk you through all the learnings we had and the full breakdown of exactly what we're doing this year. We should be able to do more than 300K on Black Friday itself. Ideally, I think we'll be able to do more like 400K. Everything that we did last Black Friday, Cyber Monday, we should be able to do just Black Friday, not including the other, the weekend and the Monday, etc. So with that being said, let's get into it. So first, the full front end strategy, right? There's a couple different things we're gonna be going into. The first and foremost, that's most important to understand, is how to actually tap into the existing sale demand in the market. Most people on Q4, they get there and they don't do anything. Maybe they put a couple creatives together, they change their announcement bar, and then that's it. And they're like, oh my God, I crushed Q4, I got double the sales. Like, once again, that's great and all, but you could 5, 6, 8, 10x your sales on Black Friday if you tap into the existing sale demand that already exists in the market on these major sale days. Okay, and that's what you need to do for not even just Q4, but every sale day. We do this for every sale day throughout the entire year, but obviously even more so with a bit of a twist throughout the Q4 sales. So what you need to do is use theme changes across your website to tap into existing sale demand in the market, right? Meaning the messaging needs to match. So on the website, on your sales text, on your announcement bar, in your images, you now change up the messaging that you have on your current normal hero offer. You keep the same offer the same, but you switch up the messaging to match the sale, okay? Things like your ads, your CTAs in your ads, your offer, your sale text, your copy, primary text, copy on the website, headlines, etc., need to match the sale day. So if you normally run an offer that's 50% off, okay? It's now not gonna be 50% off, it's going to be Black Friday 50% off with a Black Friday image or badge or whatever on your main product image. And then it's gonna say Black Friday 50% off plus free shipping, whatever it may be in your announcement bar. And then your primary text or the CTA of the ad itself is then going to be changed to Black Friday, get 50% off, right? The point is just saying 50% off isn't enough. If you say 50% off this Black Friday and it's Black Friday, people know that and now they believe it because it's more believable. You're tapping into the existing sale demand in the market, okay? And this is for the front end and the back end of the business. Whether it be our email campaigns or SMS campaigns, whether it be the front end Facebook ad, doesn't really matter what it is. We're changing up the messaging, full funnel, front end, back end, to fit the sale messaging. And you need to understand this because everything I'm gonna walk you through next with like the offer, the ads, the emails, etc., all follows this, and all with the goal to tap into the existing sale demand. And once again, this is the difference between seeing a slight increase versus a huge increase. So for example, this is this year, July 4th, we had a July 4th sale of a 61% increase. And once again, this is outside of Q4, right? This is July 4th. And yes, it's a big sale day, but it's not like this is a Q4 major Black Friday sale. We had a 61% increase in sales, and we did pretty much 100K. We were $400 off from 100K a day, okay? July 4th, and we're not even in Q4. And once again, well, how did we do that? We changed up the ads, the offer, the backend, the email, etc., the messaging, entire theme and site to fit July 4th messaging and that offer. And because of that, once again, you saw we got a huge 61% increase. If you were running some sort of offer for July 4th, which if you didn't, I don't know why you didn't, but if you did, you didn't see that big of an increase. You saw a 20% increase, 30% increase. Well, once again, like that's the difference because you didn't match the full messaging, full funnel compared to this, okay? So that's why we need to tap into existing sale demand. The next aspect of the front end breakdown is the offer, right? So what we do is we use AOV thresholds to combat higher CPMs and spend more. Because you have to understand during Q4, specifically Black Friday and Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and that weekend, CPMs are through the roof, right? CPMs in your ads are way more expensive during Q4 in general, specifically that weekend, because every advertiser and their mom is running ads. Right, of course they are, because the buying intent is so high. And so we use AOV thresholds across our website to combat higher CPMs and spend more. Because if instead our normal AOV is 100 and we put an AOV shipping threshold to 125 and now our AOV on our first time purchases goes to 125, all of a sudden we can spend $25 more per cost per purchase on Facebook throughout that sale period. And that's the difference between spending a couple extra thousand versus just a couple extra hundred, which once again will lead to a lot more scale. Next, we create enticing site-wide offers to value stack on top of our hero offers. So we actually just repackage the hero offers, but keep the offer the same. What you don't want to do is fuck up all the testing you've done all year and just wing it with some random change in Q4 and Black Friday. No, your hero offer should stay the same. It's what's proven to work, okay? Don't fuck with it. You can discount it a little bit, sure, but you gotta keep the offer the same. There's people who they normally run 40% off in a free gift or whatever it may be, and then Black Friday comes, they're like, okay, we're gonna do 40% off and we're gonna change the bundle, we're gonna have a bundle here and then a free shipping threshold, and keep what works for you and improve upon it pre-Q4 to understand what works. When you get to Q4, don't fuck with what you know works, right? If you haven't done this testing yet, test it in October. That way you can take the winners into November and Black Friday, etc. But once again, the point is here, don't mess with it. Like we repackage the hero offers and you keep the offer the same. Then on top of that, we add an enticing site-wide offer to value stack on top of that offer to also increase the AOV further. For example, free gifts, free gift cards, etc. So if you typically run 40% off plus a free gift on your hero offer, well now it's gonna be 40% off plus a free gift and there's a free shipping threshold at $100. And if you cross that, you also get a free gift card or you get an extra free gift. So now people are even more incentivized to get to the AOV threshold, not just for free shipping, but now because they get free shipping and a gift, or free shipping and a gift card, or free shipping and free $25, whatever it may be. And once again, this is all in a way to now take our hero offer, what's proven to work, make it even more enticing, and get even more people to cross that threshold, okay? Now, the important thing with the offer is that they should get better as Q4 goes, but your best offer is saved for Black Friday, Cyber Monday. So for Halloween, don't go run 80% off and $25 free gift card. And then Black Friday, do the same thing. No, because people have already seen the offer. You want to save your best offer for Black Friday and Black Friday weekend, and then your second best offer for Cyber Monday. Then things like Christmas, Halloween, etc. You still want to follow this process and have those offers in place, but they shouldn't be as good. So once again, you repackage it. So for every theme change we do and repackage we do to tap into the existing demand, we're going to slightly improve the offer. So let's say in Black Friday, we're planning to do a site-wide 80% off. Well, Halloween will be site-wide 65%. And then maybe early Black Friday is 70, 75%. And then Black Friday is 80. And then Cyber Monday goes back down to 75, right? Because Black Friday needs to be the best offer. And you don't want to just put your best offer out there now. Once again, you want to save that for the best sale day. Okay? So that's the plan with the offers for the front end breakdown. Once again, we repackage the hero offers. Then we create enticing site-wide offers on top of that to incentivize even higher AOV alongside the threshold to make the hero offer even better, and we're going to push more people to AOV. And my other point to this is, during Q4 and Black Friday specifically, like people are looking for deals, right? They're looking for good offers, so give them a good offer and a good deal. And on top of that, they often spend more, right? These cohorts are different than the rest of the year. Lots of them don't buy back and blah, blah, blah. But they like to spend money, right? If there's a big deal, people will spend more. So give them the option to spend more and incentivize them to do it through the thresholds, etc., and they will spend more with you, okay? And next, we have ads. So simple works best. You've probably heard this across the board, but once again, every Q4, we literally just keep it simpler and simpler and make it do better. All of your winning ads that you have now will be your best performance throughout Q4 and will be your best performance Black Friday. So if you have no winning ads now, well then find some winning ads. I don't know what to tell you. January all the way till end of September, you're trying to test, improve the funnel, improve your ads, etc., to take advantage of that in Q4. Okay, if you haven't done that and you haven't been testing creative, well, okay, once again, you have a different issue there. But point is, keep it simple. So what we do is we remake our winning ads specific to the sale. Our normal existing campaigns that are evergreen will get a huge lift by default. They'll crush it, usually the best campaigns we have. Then we'll also create a new campaign, sale specific, for winning ads. And once again, we'll make it specific to the sale. So we'll take the same exact winning ads, change primary text, change headline, change CTA. And sometimes we'll test sale specific hooks as well. Okay? And then we'll create new statics. Well, like I said, new CTAs, primary text and headline and copy. And we'll also take winning ads, we'll put a banner at the top with the sale, right? Of a video ad or image ad or whatever it may be. And that's pretty much it. Once again, like, there's nothing rocket science to making the ads here. It's like you take what works, you build upon it, you change up the messaging to make it specific to the sale. That's pretty much it. And once again, we keep focus on offer, urgency, and scarcity. Once again, people are looking for deals. We don't need to really educate them as much during this time. All of the remakes of winning ads that we're doing, changing up the CTAs, primary text, headlines, copy, is very offer-based. It's very focused on urgency and scarcity. People are looking for deals. They're ready to buy. You just need to put the good offer in front of them, pair it with some urgency and scarcity, and it'll do pretty decent, okay? So that's pretty much it. Once again, that's the thing for ads. It's very, very simple. Next, for scaling, we'll track hourly performance and adjust budgets accordingly and serve scale every 2 to 4 hours. You don't want to have to wait for your Triple Whale or North Beam data to sink in if you don't have it every hour, whatever it may be. You need to be tracking your key metrics every hour, mostly being your MER and your NCPA or AMER, new customer ROAS or new customer cost per purchase, to understand, hey, can we push budgets now? Because what you don't want to do is wait full 4, 5, 6 hours for your Triple Whale or North Beam to sync and then push budgets. If instead you knew you were absolutely crushing your MER target you had for the day, well, great, you could already start surf scaling earlier, okay? So use MER as the golden metric to base scale off of, because once again, MER will be the closest tied metric you can have on the site-wide to your profit if you set that target correctly, with that being the caveat. And so know your MER/profit targets for the day before going into the big sale days. Let's say it's a 3. That way you know every 2 to 4 hours when you check manually, so you don't have to wait for the data to sink in. If you're above a 3 MER, great, you could push, spend more, start surf scaling, okay? And we do that every 2 to 4 hours. And last but not least is prioritize profit over revenue. I can't put enough stress on that. Prioritize profit over revenue, right? Don't sacrifice your profits for a money Twitter screenshot or an Instagram story, right? Like, don't do it. Once again, I've been there. My first Black Friday on this brand, we did like 20K in a day, and that was like my biggest day ever. And I was like, oh my God, I pushed budgets. I'm like, we're gonna take advantage of this. And then I made like 6% profit, right? Like, I've never done that again. That was 4 years ago, right? Never again. Reason being is that you work so hard all year to take advantage of the biggest sale demand of the entire year. You should be able to print profit on it, okay? Print profit on it. And then a different point for a different video is don't just go blow that on a card and watch. I understand you gotta pay taxes on that, blah, 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 right? But anyways, I'll leave that one for another one. Point is, prioritize profit over revenue, okay? And that leads us to our back-end strategy. So we have offers, email and SMS, and inventory and selling out. Very simple. Offers more or less the same, but we do a bit more than the front end in the sense that we also create high AOV bundles with theme, right? So whatever the theme is for that sale, we'll create specific bundles around that theme. And these are mostly just our proven evergreen bundles that work, repackaging them with the same messaging, right? And so we'll have a sale collection page with a sale banner, and we'll showcase all of these bundles first, then our best sellers after that. Once again, why? This is going to be the page that we send all of our email and SMS traffic to. Reason being, by giving our returning customers these high AOV bundles that are very enticing, it's going to boost our profits massively and allow us to scale the front end further and just overall profit a lot more on the day, okay? So what I recommend is test bundles in October if you haven't already, and then bring the best ones into the rest of the year. So use October and Halloween and these sales and flash sales to start putting together and testing different bundle options that make sense for returning customers and even new customers, because they will go around the site and find it. And then bring the best ones into November and Black Friday, etc. And then we also give additional discount code for existing customers, which allows for messaging along the lines of, hey, get an extra X% off for Y% total, which crushes. So if site-wide on Black Friday, we're saying, hey, it's up to 80% off because we have some of these crazy bundles up to 80% off, and we could say that messaging. On the back end, we say, hey, get an extra 10% off with code BLACK for a total of 90% off, right? And it also feels a lot more exclusive to the returning customers because everyone on the front end will get up to 80% off, but your returning customers will now get up to 90% off, and they'll feel VIP, blah, blah, blah. It crushes, it works, this is what we're doing. And once again, this allows you to increase site-wide offer, showcase a crazy discount, and still have a big boost in profit and margin. That's why this works so well, because you're able to offer a crazy offer and super high discount with messaging that crushes because of these high AOV bundles where you create a super enticing offer, where you can actually discount at 80%, still have a high AOV and a lot of profit day one with it. That's the beauty of this, is that your site offer will then improve massively. You can discount massively on these offers, on the bundles, and still have a massive boost in profit and margin at the same time, okay? That's why we do that. And now for email and SMS. So very simple, you wanna hype up and build up demand leading to the big sale days. And then before Q4 and obviously throughout Q4, you want to collect as many emails as you can leading up to your sale days, right? So have the pop-up on your site, start building a VIP list. Once again, VIP list, if you have a massive list in a bigger business, could be useful. If not, I wouldn't worry about it. Just make sure you're collecting as many emails as you can. And because once again, majority of people who are going to buy from you on Black Friday are actually going to be the people who you got the email and who have converted already the last like 2 to 8 weeks, let's call it, or maybe 2 to 12 weeks pre-Black Friday. Those are actually going to be the people who buy the most from you on Black Friday, or the people who've interacted with your business most recent, okay? Which is why we need to be collecting emails as we lead up to these sale days. Then you want to be sending lots of volume on sale days, right? Inboxes will be full. Don't worry about sending too many emails. If you just send one email, people will think it's not important and it will probably get lost on Black Friday. Instead, send 4, 5, 6, maybe even 8 emails, because one, customers are going to say, okay, why do they keep sending me an email? It's probably important. And then two, they'll actually be able to see these emails versus all the other emails that will be coming in from everybody else on that day. And last but not least, remember, existing customers are simply easy to convert. They trust you, they like you, they bought from you before, they keep buying again. You just need to make sure you present multiple offers that make sense based on what they bought already and are enticing. So lots of brands, they mess it up, they focus just front end. But if you have a big email list, make sure you create offers that make sense for the back end. It'll be the easiest sales and the easiest profit you'll ever make. So just do it. So most brands don't, but just do it. It's really not that difficult. What did they buy the first order? What makes sense for them to buy next? Whether it's the same product or a group of different products, create bundles around that, create a good offer for it, and offer it to them through email. They will buy, you'll make a lot of money from it, I promise. It's never not worked. And next, inventory and selling out. Using last year's data, if you have it, do your best to project number of units you'll sell based on sale projections. So you want to look at last year's number. What did we do last Black Friday over XYZ sale period? What do we think we're going to do this year? And then apply that to your projections to know how much inventory you need to buy, which probably at this point you probably should have bought it already. But anyways, if you don't have data from last year, just keep a close eye on how sales are pacing now and use a multiple. So what I mean by that is, let's say right now we're doing 50 units a week, and we think in Q4 we can expect a 20% increase. We'll take your 50 units per week, multiply that by 1.2 for a 20% lift, and now you have your weekly pace of units sold for Q4, whatever the sale period is that you're projecting for, okay? That's the easiest without spending too much time going into it. Understand what you're pacing at now. Make your best guess at what daily sales or what weekly sales will be pacing at leading up to Black Friday and these major sale days, and how many units does that equate to? And then apply a multiple of how much percentage of an increase of performance you'll probably expect. If you do nothing but like just exist, you'll probably get a 20% increase in minimum. If you have a good plan, etc., you could expect up to 100% plus, blah, blah, blah. And so you just need to apply a multiple to those units, and then you'll have an idea of how many units you need to order for your inventory, okay? To that point, it's better to sell out than overstock massively, right? If you sell out, move to pre-order, your conversion rate will drop, but you'll still sell. And your conversion rate actually doesn't drop as much as you think it would. So you could still sell, get cash up front to place your next inventory order, and that way you don't miss out. But if you overstock massively, that's a bigger issue, because now you're done these major sale periods, sale drops, and you're sitting on thousands and thousands of dollars of inventory that you now either have to discount to sell or just wait a long time. You have all this cash stuck in inventory just sitting there. That you probably have to end up paying extra fees on with the 3PL, blah, blah, blah. So it's better to sell out than overstock. Don't get too aggressive with your projections. Be like, oh, we're gonna absolutely crush it, and then be stuck with the tons of overstock. Do your best guess make your projection, and just remember it's better to sell out than to overstock, okay? So when you put those two and two together, that is our full front end strategy and our full back end strategy. And once again, it's simple for the most part. We're changing it up to tap into existing sale demand. We're changing up the messaging, the offer, the ads, etc., to match the existing sale demand. We're doing the same thing on the back end, creating high AOV bundles, repackaging the hero offer to incentivize a higher AOV with free gifts, thresholds, etc. Most of the time, work, effort that determines your success in Q4 happens before Q4. Okay, so if you're watching this and you haven't done that yet, get going on it. And then two, if you, at the very, very least, if you're just like, what do I have to take action on now? That's a lot. Start with the theme changes, planning that out, matching your ads and offer to it, and then plan out the back end matching to that, okay? At the bare minimum, you need that. That's going to make a big, big difference and help you get a big increase. So that is the front end and back end strategy for Q4 and how we plan to hit over 100K per day during Q4 by following those two frameworks. Now, I know I walked you through a lot there, and it requires a lot of moving parts, a lot of time and resources, and a lot of effort. And you're probably thinking, well, with all of this, where exactly should I start? What should I build out first? What should I take action on? And listen, I don't want to turn this into a full-fledged pitch here because that's not what we're here. But I want to make sure you have the resources you need to take advantage of Q4 to the best of your ability. And that's why we're giving away a few free scale plan audits where we'll dive into your brand and help you identify the biggest bottleneck holding you back and put in a proper Q4 tailored plan to your brand that you can walk away with to start taking action on today. There's no pitch, there's no community, there's no hard selling. We just want to provide value to you and give you the best next steps. If on this call you want to then learn how it would look like to work one-on-one with me to help work on that plan with you, well then you let us know. If you don't ask, we won't even let you know about it. With that being said, I hope you enjoy the video. I hope you take action on this and to scale to your biggest numbers ever this Q4. I'll see you in the next one.